wow.
Why does it hurt to laugh? Why does it hurt to cry? Why does it hurt to live, and will it hurt to die? Do I try to pick more berries so we can bake a pie? Or have the birds all ate them? I guess I'll go out and try. While the pie bakes, staring outside like a cat. It's so hard to wait for the pie to bake. I'll just have pie, forget about the cake. This pie totally under control.
All right, here we go. I'm still dealing with this cold. Every time I think I'm getting better, it slides back a little bit. Tonight's topics are the biggest news, right? The snap-pocalypse. So, dude, it's like a dry. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Shit, I had a question for you. I miss your tile. I saw you driving today on your stream, and I was like, man, I hope he does like a tile lunch. I miss my bathroom tile lunches. Anyway, yeah, it's like a dry cough. I've had this cough for over 2 weeks now. Like this cold going around sucks. But I finally have the cough drops that I really like, and that's helping out a lot. The problem is, like, you're on the phone all day, for work, and then you come home, get on this, and then try to talk some more. So the snap-pocalypse thing, I've been telling, gosh darn it. Hell yeah, dude. I've been telling everybody who I can. And I've been talking to the church too. And so I encourage the church. I'm like, on Sunday, after your sermon or whatever, before your sermon, I don't know. Like, ask everybody if they've got enough food. Because what's happening is, on social media, they're already like pre-blaming the churches for not backstopping SNAP, and that's obviously like really dangerous, because if they do loot all the grocery stores, because they won't be able to mobilize the National Guard in time, because Portland and Seattle have both blocked the National Guard several times now. If they can't get the National Guard deployed in time, the grocery stores are going to be wiped out in a matter of hours. And I think the grocery stores won't restock. They just won't reopen, and then the food will just stay in the distribution centers where it's arguably a lot safer. And they're going to have to. So during the Rona, what happened was those food distribution centers become strategic resources, and they'll be guarded by sheriff's departments and police and you name it. They'll guard those food distribution centers just like they did with like medical and stuff. And so so once they realize they can't attack those distribution centers, because those distribution centers, I don't know if you've ever been to one. I used to work at one. They already are heavily fortified buildings. They are like they are set up like an embassy, like no shit. And so attacking a distribution center would take a lot of people, especially if there was already like some sheriffs there or whatever. So they've already been attacking churches anyway. Another, I want to say it was a Catholic, it was like a Mexican Catholic church, I think, and they just like dry looted the place. This was like maybe a month or so ago, and they stole everything in it that even looked like it was like worth anything. They just almost down to the copper. And in Portland, whether it's like anti-Semitic or like this or that, whatever excuse nonsense they want to make up, it's really irrelevant. They've been attacking churches like crazy. Sometimes they catch the people and they get like pretty nasty slap on the wrist sometimes, but like food's not even like a topic yet. So they're out. And then, you have like what happened in, Utah. Like people attack churches all the time anyway. And a lot of these churches, whether it's true or not, people believe that churches have a lot of food. They believe that the churches are soft targets, and they think they're entitled to the food that's in the church anyway. And they already hate Christians, and they already call Christians, Christo-fascists. I think I might have saved like a couple screenshots. I'll have to check really quick. So you already have here. Oh shit! I hit the wrong button, didn't I? Hold on. It'd help if I actually hit the right button. I should probably blur this person's name out, but fuck it. So there's kind of like two things here. This person says the most dangerous people in America are white Christian nationalist MAGAs, full stop. And I know this is back in June 20th, but this person's been posting since then, and there's a lot of that. If you just type Christo-fascist into Twitter, it's just the most like insane. Listen to this, Christo-fascist. If I fucking spelled it right. 7 minutes ago, here's a senior local liberal campaigning with a Christo-fascist who threatened blah blah blah. 29 minutes. MAGA Republicans want to turn 50,000 civil service jobs into Christo-fascist brown shirts. 1 hour ago, literally all males are like this. Literally in the USA, the Christo-fascist country. Pastors, yeah. 1 hour ago, MAGA, yeah, that's that post again. The citizens who don't support Putin deserve better, same as non-MAGA Americans don't deserve cow shit with white nationalist, Christo-fascist, Nazi fucks we're subjected to. Projections off the charts with what's to be expected from evil fucks like this Christo-fascist. Doo-doo-doo. This is just like over and over and over and over and over. And so they're not, I know that's not necessarily like directly related to like H1B. Why the fuck did I just say H1B? Snap. But the thing is like the way Christians are already demonized and how there's like already attacks. Oh, hey. Oh, sorry. The lack of morality revealed demise. 33K likes. Yeah. I know. I forgot about that. Yeah, 33K. Oh. And so if you kind of overlay that with how many people, and I didn't take any screenshots of this, how many people are saying like the churches need to backstop this. But the funny thing is like, here we go. Hey Grok, how many posts have there been on Twitter in the last 24 hours claiming that churches need to be backstopping the fact that Snap is running out next week? Concise. I can kind of read Twitter posts sometimes. Beep boop, beep boop. 0. Fuck you, Grok. I love this. This is how like bias. Here. Let me see how easy it is for me to throw this up on the screen. It's kind of funny because it'll say 0 and it's like, really? Are you sure? Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, zoom in, enhance. Fuck. Okay. So I said, Grok, how many posts have been there in the last 24 hours? Blah 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 blah. And it says 0. It's funny though. It says like 478 results. It says 478 results. Oh, what's the other part say? Yeah. And then it says 0. No posts. I don't know. What are those 478? Oh, well. No posts on X in the past 24 hours match that exact claim. Broader discussions about SNAP benefits ending November 1st due to the government shutdown have generated 500 recent posts, including warnings from officials, food banks prepping for surges, and political finger-pointing, Democrats blaming Trump for not using $6 billion contingency, Republicans blaming Senate Democrats for blocking clean CR. And then it says some urge churches and the pantries to step up, but none explicitly state churches must backstop the crisis. I know for a fact that's bullshit because I saw several earlier. I didn't take screenshots of them. And also sometimes it takes time for Twitter to stop being fucking retarded. If it doesn't see enough of something, it'll kind of discount it for a little bit. So I can like rerun that prompt tomorrow and see if it comes up with a different response. So I think what's going to happen, especially as like people get like more hungry, they're going to say, the Christians need to feed. Where was that one? Like I was like shit posting somebody and it like went not like kind of viral. I got a lot of engagement off it though. Hold on a second. Where did it go? I got a whole metric shit ton of engagement. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, this dumb bitch. This dumb fucking bitch. Hold on. So here, I'm not going to put her face on here. She's a dumb fucking bitch. Okay, so this guy, I mean, he could be a bot, I don't know. So he says, this is such a great call out. Does your Christian church have a plan to help the community when SNAP benefits don't go out in November? If not, you're at the wrong church. Now, hey, show. So you might be thinking for a second, oh, not you. I was, yeah, okay. You got me. That was just really bad timing. This guy up here, he quoted this gal's video where she's just, am I allowed to play people's Twitter shit on here without getting in trouble? It's like a minute 45 of her just being a dumb fucking cunt. Okay, so she says you need to leave your church. Hold on. She says, if SNAP benefits do not go out in November and you attend a church that you've been tithing to and you've been giving money to for years, they are not out in the community donating to the community and ensuring their families are eating, including the family's own pews outside of the community. If they don't immediately have a plan when it hits, they're not using their money for what God intended, for the church's money to go to those who don't have enough, and making sure that you can spread the word. Those things cannot happen if you do not donate. If your pastor or preacher or whoever he is has a Lamborghini and they also have a plan to feed the hungry in their own congregation, you need to leave the church, because listen, people might have a lot of feelings about the LDS church and this and that, but the LDS church saved me and my kids, and they give so much money. They've got a lot. I'm not saying they are perfect or that they're just stewards of money, but what I'm saying is the LDS church gives so much and has their food banks, and they donate so much food to local food banks. They are always in service, and I take comfort in that. Okay, but if you're attending a church on November 1st and they do not have something planned, they don't immediately make an announcement to help those families who did not get their benefits on November 1st, you're in the wrong place. Jesus would flip that table. And then she gives the crazy eyes. The crazy eyes. So there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, you'll notice that, Grok said that conversation didn't happen, even though that conversation definitely happened. So I think Twitter is going to bury this until there's unequivocal evidence that there is a huge problem, and then it's going to say that it's a minor evidence. It's going to go through that whole. It's going to go through that whole logic table that the Democrats go through, where it's like, it's not happening. Oh, it's only happening a little bit. Oh, whoops, it's happening a lot, but it's actually a good thing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Democrat logic. It's actually very, very consistent. The Democrat logic is they do that a lot. I can't find it here. Sorry. Let's see. I don't know if I saved it, but that's just what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do with everything. And then you have on top of that, and Mike, I first heard this from you. And then I think you heard it from Merle, and then I found it. I don't think this is actually. Whoa, gosh darn it, wrong button. I don't think this is actually from Rosie O'Donnell. There's a lot of people saying that it's not from her. Cucumber Farmer, Michigonia, welcome. So this mass blackout. Here's what's insane. This mass blackout thing November 25th to December 2nd, which is a real thing. I don't know if this really came from Rosie or not, but this is a real thing. There's a real website and everything. This is actually apparently like the second one, but nobody noticed the first one. And this kind of coincides with Snap shutting down. So this is like a super weird coincidence. This is a super weird coincidence. And also, another thing my wife pointed out is that, no, it's all good. My wife pointed this out. I don't have a screenshot of it. But did you know that not everybody's food cards actually reset on the 1st? It's actually potentially the 1st through the 20th, depending on your case number. So not everybody is going to be effed on the 1st. Exactly. Coincidences don't exist. This is I don't know what to call it, but it's more of the storm coming together. It's more of the picture coming into focus, right? When they set up these storms, they set them to land like dominoes. They're like dominoes falling. Yeah, it's some places I read it depends on your last name, and then some places I read it depends on your case number. It might be different in different states. What it means, though, is it means not everybody's actually screwed on the 1st. There's people that were getting renewed up till potentially like 4 days ago. So that means like the whole snap-pocalypse isn't going to happen at the same time from like a practical food outage standpoint. But I still think the riots are going to happen throughout the whole entire weekend, because I think here's how their monkey brains work is, and by monkey brains I mean rioters, not any specific ethnicity. Once there's blood in the water, they're going to see the resources begin to dry up. And then they will know, because the National Guard's not going to be able to deploy in time, they're going to know that even if their food card gets regenerated, because let's pretend, the left actually comes back to the table, or the right figures out how to pay Snap without fucking everything up even worse, it's not going to matter because the grocery stores will be empty. And so, not only because of the snap-pocalypse, but because everyone's going to be preparing for the mass blackout too. Like, these are dominoes. And you might go, well, that's only two things. That's not a domino. The thing before this is insurance premiums. So I don't have a little graphic for it. But you know what else happens on November 1st? Everyone has to fucking redo their insurance premiums. Mike says, if there's no grocery stores to use the EBT, it won't matter if they have money eating themselves in no time. Right, because, like, I don't know if Costco takes EBT or not, but in a way, it kind of doesn't matter, because if the food riots start, they're going to go and they're going to mob the Costco anyway. And so you might go, well, Costco's got multiple, in some of their Costco's, they have multiple layers of storm shutters that are pretty robust. But the thing is they could just attack people in the parking lots. Like, you got to think like a Planet of the Apes. You got to think like mob mentality. They don't, the mobs and the rioters, I have been in lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of mobs and riots. They don't act normal. they don't think normal. They don't attack people normal. And so, for example, like, it might look peaceful at the grocery store. The parking lot, it might have a couple people looming around, but you might not think about it too much. They might even let you buy your groceries, and they might make you feel a little weird, but they might even let you drive home. But what you don't know is they just put an AirTag on your car. Or even if they don't have AirTags, you go, well, I can just detect an AirTag. They can just put a phone with the location on, and they can just follow you back to your house. They could have a hit squad 2 blocks out waiting for that ping to turn on. And then by the time you get home, you got Planet of the Apes at your house. Oh, well, I just gotta shoot the first one and the rest. No, they fucking won't. Shooting the first one does not fucking, no, you're an idiot. I fucking hate it when people say that. Oh, just shoot the first one. No, if you don't have people back at the house ready for fucking Overwatch, and if you're not with a group and you're not like good at ambush, counter, ambush, and vehicles, you're gonna just get fucked. And then they're gonna take over your house and do all the no things to all the people in your house too. Like, this is going to be like the urban jungle. Most people like do not understand the gravity and like the depravity of. They did, yeah. Show, exactly. This has happened like a couple times. Follow you home, no tracker, jump you when you get out of your car and thinking thugs are unarmed. Yes, yeah, exactly. Jimmy, how's it going? Chances great. Oh, you're very kind. And don't think that like, oh, if there's any blackies in the chat, you are not immune. In fact, the first person that I saw this happen to on the news that talked about this was an African American gal. They don't care. They threw a thing on her car and tracked her back to her house too. Like, ethnicity is not going to help or hinder you. That's the same if you're in a white trash neighborhood and they decide la-di-da. This is very, very mob mentality is very different than than seeing like an ethnicity. It's so much more than that. They only see their tribe. Your tribe can look exactly like their tribe and they'll still wipe your tribe out. Socioplebis, exactly. And that they're trying it again and again and again and again. And I think their socioplebising is coinciding with the shutdown. Resources matter. That's exactly it. And like, I really felt for this gal. They tried to ambush her good, but I think she put, I wish I could find that. I posted about it once. So maybe it's still in my posts. Maybe I still have it. But I know I'll get in trouble if I play it. Where is it? No. No. Yeah. I don't want to play this because it's from like a news place, but I'll throw it in the chat. And you guys can bookmark it for later. It was in Cleveland. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Yeah, they don't. It's tribalism. Tribalism is like a super scary thing. And they are gathering resources for their tribe. A lot of people say, don't, oh, you know, a mom's trying to free your kid, feed, you know, the mom is going to do crazy things when the kids are hungry. It's like, dude, I mean, yes, but this is like so many more levels past that. This is like, imagine their tribe is a neighborhood, and they're going out and they're foraging for resources to, oh, thank you, Mike. They're leaving they're like foraging patrols, kind of, but obviously in a much more scary, horrible, violent way. And yeah, sorry, fuck, this dry cough is like not stopping. So they're out doing foraging patrols, and so to my point to that is like, they might leave their own church alone because their church might be the place that where they are hoarding their supplies to take care of their neighborhood. And they might have 4, 8, 12. They could have 3. I have seen, oh, unless they have vans, and then you're dealing with, or fucking U-Hauls, then you're dealing with way too many people. But this is why the whole like trying to keep us down to like 10 round mags. It's why it's so problematic. With a 10 round mag, you are not fucking doing anything. And if you don't believe me, you watch how many Brazil off-duty cop Brazil videos there are when they get 6 rounds, and they can usually take the first person out, and then they can kind of slow the second person down, and then they just get overran. And so 10 rounds is nothing. In fact, if you watch that video earlier of, I read it was a U-Haul attacking a Coast Guard base. Did you guys hear about that? Did you see that? I haven't gotten to look into it way too much yet. But this guy tried to ram, well, he was ramming some kind of roadblock with his U-Haul. And those cops or whatever, whoever had that roadblock, bless their hearts, they like unloaded, they like mag dumped this guy. Fucking didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. And he pulled away a little bit and gets on his phone and starts messaging on his phone. And he's sitting there on his phone for like 30 fucking seconds after they just mag dumped him. They mag dumped his U-Haul. You can see bullet marks everywhere. I haven't read it yet either, but I saw the video like on loop a couple times when I was on like work calls, so I couldn't stop everything. But I'm like, they mag dumped this guy. Jimmy. He just gets on his phone like, oh, I must have, whoops, I must have went down the wrong road. Oh, they did finally get him? Oh, they did? Okay. Thanks, Mike. Mike says he was arrested later with a gunshot wound to the abdomen. I want to know what the whole story of that is, because a lot of people were saying that was a dry run. Maybe he was like Google mapping his way to the hospital. Like, oh shit. But the point is like, I have a video up here somewhere talking about like how you want to like roadblock off your subdivision. But the reality is like, roadblocking off your subdivision against a fucking U-Haul, especially if you guys have watched, like, I think it's the second Purge movie. In the second Purge movie, they have those U-Hauls, and they've got like fucking machine guns in like the back of the U-Hauls. Shout outs to the second Purge movie. Fucking really good movie. Oh, show says the Department of Justice is preparing to send federal election observers to California, New Jersey next month, targeting 2 Democrat states following requests. Oh, interesting. And that's neat, show. Sounds exciting. The Department of Justice is doing some interesting things. We'll have to see what they come up with. You can up armor like a U-Haul like crazy, and so a lot of people are saying that could have been a dry run. And hey, everybody, keep be careful what you say in the chat, because Teresa's here. Hey, Teresa. Everyone on your best behavior. So, so if the mobs are out like loading their church up, I also think it stands to reason that, your church is going to be like a high value target. And so if you're keeping your supplies at your church for your congregation, you're going to end up having to defend your church from the other churches. And I don't think any two. The gal brought up the LDS. Here's the thing with LDS, like, they're not armed. So she's talking about, the LDS helped me, this and that and this and that. And I'm not trying to shit. If any of you are Mormons, I'm sorry. But, in the Mormon handbook, it says you can't be armed. So unless the Mormons are going to fucking arm up, when the shit hits the fan, their churches are going to get looted. And same thing with the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're like the biggest cowards on the planet. If they have any food at their churches, they're not going to defend it. So I don't know about the Seventh-day Adventists, but I know they prep like crazy. I wouldn't try anything in a Lutheran church. They're crazy, and I don't know anything about the Catholics either. I don't know if synagogues. I don't know. Do synagogues hoard food? I don't think it would. I mean, stockpile food. I don't know if I don't know. And do what are the? I'm forgetting what the Islam churches are called. All of a sudden, I'm just completely spaced out. I can see them in my head. But like, I think those churches are going to be, I think they're going to be a target for multiple reasons. I think that's what I'm saying. I think not only because everyone's like blaming Christo-fascists for everything, but I think it's because, Mike says, that's the bait. The handbook, LOL. Vatican has an armory, the federal government. I know. And I wouldn't. The thing is there's kind of the Baptists will just eat all the food. Hell yeah. That's fucking respect. Fuck yeah. The thing is there's kind of like two different, I don't want to say there's like two different Catholic churches, but like there's kind of the ones that are like more ethnic, like Catholic churches. And like I was saying earlier, like they already get victimized. And I would say if that ethnic church is in it, like, I'll just say Mexican. The Mexicans could just as easily like rally around that church and decide to keep everything there. I have a feeling that they wouldn't, though. I have a feeling that they would keep it at the restaurants. The Mexicans run Mexican restaurants. That's where they keep their Mexican food. I'm not being a racist asshole. I know this because in my neighborhood that I used to live in was 5 or 6 houses in the subdivision, was somewhere around 200 of them. And they had all the food in the world, and would just go to their restaurant and get the food. And so, Granny, how's it going? I appreciate you. And so, I think they would be a little bit more strategic. I think they would probably get the food out of the restaurant, and then they would just take a subdivision over or something. Unless their restaurant's like somewhere defensible. Because and I think it's because like their resources are a little bit different. Like what would the Indians, the dot Indians, not the feather Indians. I don't know what the dot Indians would do. But I think each tribe is going to be like a little different. Granny's gonna pull out the Tommy gun and lay down suppressive fire, and they're gonna be able to save their food stores. I think it's gonna be different in every area. I just don't see most of the churches lasting very long, because most churches aren't in like super defensible areas, unfortunately. And so I see, unless everything gets really, 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 really bad really fast, like I see November kind of being like the testing ground for everyone to like see what they can get away with, and then to gaslight everybody and say it's not a problem, and then it is a problem, but it's little, then oh shit, it is a problem, then it's a problem, but it's okay. I think more likely what'll happen is, if they don't get the National Guard deployed in time, this is just going to be the advent of county, city, and state having to take over grocery stores. And what I mean by that is, grocery stores, if they get attacked that way, they're not going to restock. They're just going to shut down. And so the states are going to have to take it over. Now, what the states could do is the states could fortify the churches, kind of like they do during FEMA does with hurricanes, where FEMA comes and takes the church over. And that could happen. FEMA could come and take a church over and do food from there. But Cucumber Farmer says, most people carry in the small church my wife and I attend, 30 to 36 adults. Heck yeah. Yeah, that is not every church, though. There are some churches that... Oh, man. No, I know, yeah. Granny says, the football stadium in Katrina. Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, and that's like a microcosm of like what would happen on a grander scale. I think also like what I heard when people went up to like North Carolina is even the people that went up there to help got their shit stolen. And when they were giving out stuff, people came like 2 and 3 times to get the same things over and over again, even though they just kind of got their care package. And so it's really, really hard to run the preparedness underground. But I know, I agree. It's the heart. So what is going to happen? The Super Doom, the Superdome. I think what's going to happen is, especially if like interest rates go through the roof anyway, or if, I think Rand Paul said, it's going to be the difference between going 2 trillion and going 3 trillion in debt. He's like, that's really the decision up for grabs. Poco, how's it going, Poco Freedom Chopper? Appreciate you. Long time no see. This could be the catalyst that causes state level to just take over grocery stores and switch to the digital currency, and the parking lots are just going to be a free-for-all. And the reason why I say that is some cities have already tried city-ran grocery stores, but also Portland has been talking about city-ran grocery stores because most of the grocery stores have pulled out of Portland due to theft. And you already can't have cash because you'll just get robbed. So it's going to have to be like digital currency ran by basically the National Guard. And the other thing is, in other countries, not Lithuania, whatever those Eastern European countries are, a lot of them already have plans in place to like redistribute the food in the grocery stores like as fast as they can so it doesn't go bad. We kind of have something like that because it happened during the Rona, except they used schools. So the other place they could end up storing all the food, if they don't want to store it at the churches, is to store it at the schools. That's what they did during the Rona. Although they had these unmarked distribution centers everywhere, like I was saying, where they stored things too. And the only way you found out where those places were is if you were a part of, it's not quite FEMA, but it's kind of FEMA, where they staff those and secure them 24 hours a day. So that's kind of advanced, but if this goes into like a second or third month, that's what's going to happen, is the food is going to be in extremely secure, secret locations. It won't be secret for long, but that's what's going to happen. They'll probably dole the food out into kind of like pre-packaged meals, but you'll have to re-go there every day. And if you think I'm making this up, that's what happened during the Rona. It happened at the Rona at the schools, and it happened in the Rona during at the grocery stores too. When you went to the grocery store, you could only get one sack of potatoes. You might think, oh, what is that, like the 1920s? No, this was 5 years ago. I could go to the I could go to the grocery store and I could only get one sack of potatoes. And that one sack of potatoes would have had to feed, presumably feed my family for, the day. And then I have to hope that there was more potatoes the next day. And I was asking him a couple questions, and I didn't realize there was a guy behind me with a security guard, like behind me with his hand on his pistol, about to shoot me out the back of my head for asking about potatoes. And so let's get caught up with chat. Cucumber Farmer says, Japan and South Korea are talking about trading and not using Federal Reserve. When the notes come back to the U.S., hyperinflation will happen. Yes, Cucumber, I completely agree. I think that's going to be a step in the process for sure. Granny says, there's a network in Florida where after the hurricane we're informed where to go. Yep. Mike says, emergency management on the county level is what folks should research. Where will resources be? 100%. And that's what I used to be dialed into in the county that I used to be at. I was in all of their private, secured, encrypted, invite-only chats that had where all of the, it was like that Division game. Like that shit was real. And it had, the stash houses, like you could sign up and go there, and it had staging locations and all that. But you have to be very dialed in. These are private software applications that you don't even know exist, that are invite only, and it's not quite FEMA. It's usually ran by the same people that run your 911. And I know it was real because I was a part of it in the county that I moved from. It included where people had to stage to get away from fires. It had where the police were staging for search and rescue. It had where the fire departments were staging to fight fires. It had everything. County level emergency management. I was a part of it for 2 or 3 years. It's tough though because there's kind of like a really long waiting list to get into it. It can take years to get into it. And then you volunteer and you get a little card, and that card allows you to kind of like redistribute FEMA resources, kind of. It's interesting. It gives you like, for being like a volunteer, it gives you like a shocking amount of power and knowledge. It gives you like the inside track to like every single county level emergency response thing that happens. All of it. And most people don't even know that shit exists. But it doesn't pay enough. I know it doesn't pay anything. That's the problem. And when shit pops off, it is long ass days and really dangerous work. And it could be the difference between like, oh, you help a bunch of other people bug out, but then there isn't anybody to help your family bug out. And that was the kind of moral dilemma that I had, was like, okay, if I go help these people stage to get away from the fire, and the fire comes there, my family is the next family in the way of the fire. I'm like, why should I go help the next family get away from their fire when like my house is the next? It's like, we should, at that point I was like, we kind of all should be leaving, is really what I felt like. And that's kind of a weird, it's not very useful to be volunteering to save people when you and your family are also going to need to be saving. It kind of creates a mess. If you don't know your family's safe, it's hard to go save other families. I'm going to get caught up with chat. Poco says, I've heard some big box stores and Trader Joe's, Aldi's closed for a weekend and military comes in. Yes, that is exactly what happens. So Walmart's too. So you get kind of like a FEMA card, and it's like having an infinite money glitch. You can buy an entire Walmart and drive off with it. And they also like mark everything up through the roof. And so they make a lot of money doing it. That's also why whenever there's a hurricane, I mean, not a hurricane, but like an actual hurricane disaster, that's why like all the MREs immediately disappear from every single MRE website, and like every store for like 2 or 3 states is empty. It's because everything empties out from all those stores from FEMA showing up in semis and then just driving it all into the disaster zone. That's why, the entire, for as awesome and massive as the United States is, it legit can only handle one disaster at a time, period. If we had let's say we had a massive earthquake on the West Coast at the same time as let's say a massive tornado in the Midwest or a massive hurricane on the East Coast, we would just be fucked. We would just stop. Like, we can't handle 2 major disasters at the same time. And the grid can't handle too much cold at once, because we kind of, like, our energy grid relies on a lot of like load sharing, and hopes that like the entire grid doesn't get frozen or heat up at all at exactly the same time. So us kind of being massive allows us to absorb a little bit. But especially when you got these illegals like smashing into our bridges, like if like terrorist shit like pops off with all the H-1Bs like running into all of our overpasses, like I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know how much of our, stupid Pacific Northwest news makes it to the rest of the US. But if you like zoom and enhance on this picture. Zoom and enhance. This, a semi, this happened just the other day, plowed into this overpass and destroyed it. It was an oversized load, and I don't know if you can see my mouse. So like right here, it ripped, it annihilated this overpass. And there's already been like more jackknife semis. There was just another jackknife semi like today, and it took up like the whole freeway. The problem is like in a big like shit hits the fan, like a big earthquake or like a big hurricane or something, it doesn't take much to like shut our logistics down. Like, do you guys see that? Like, I hope you're looking on like a big enough screen to see like this overpass is destroyed. They had to rip the entire overpass down. Nobody could drive under it because it was too dangerous, and nobody could drive over it because it was destroyed. And this happened in Washington. This happened in my state just like 2 or 3 days ago. You don't hear about this shit. But like, it is not going to take much to like wipe us out from like a logistics standpoint. And so all of that food or whatever that has to get like moved around, if there's like more roadblocks and stuff, like it's going to be a huge problem. I think I forgot my point to all of this. Granny says, have worked hurricane shelters that are open until a storm is gone. The way people act during crisis situations is appalling and frightening. It is. You're trying to help people, and then they still steal everything. It's insane. And they just go looting, and I don't know. It's very. The human race needs something. Some corrective actions. Granny says, the simple staging of power trucks and electric companies to come to the state of Florida after hurricanes mind-boggling. I've seen that, and then more and more lately, you know, they attack the line workers, they attack the fire trucks, and I've heard of those line workers getting shot at like multiple times. The National Guard just needs to, or the military or something, just needs to go and just wipe those people off the map. If you're going to shoot at a line worker, if you're going to shoot at a firefighter, your life should just be forfeit. That shit is insane to me. It's disgusting. Cucumber says, in the People's Republic of Michigonia, 2040 electric must be generated by renewable. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of Musk talking about how this one teeny tiny, thing of solar could power the entire U.S. That's the biggest load of horse shit on the planet. And I love solar. I think solar is rad. It is super rad. I love solar. Wind is kind of retarded, but some places it's neat. I think hydro is amazing, and but not everywhere has little creeks and rivers and stuff. Thinking that you can run anything off renewables is just pure madness. It's absolute hubris, madness, insanity. Microgrids are the way to go, but we're too far away from that. Granny says, the bridges here have to stay closed after a storm. Yep, exactly. Jimmy says, the grid's such a fragile patchwork. An attack on a couple weak links can cause a cascading failure. Yeah, and what happens, unfortunately, when they attack the grid, they attack it at its most vulnerable times, kind of like this whole snap thing. This whole snap thing is just magically happening exactly at the most vulnerable time of the year. Like they're just dominoes. Let's see. And I think, if we get hacked at the same time, like grid down during the winter and grid down during the summer are both very, very bad. Mike says, Eisenhower Interstate System Parkway bypasses primary, secondary back roads will get us by. It's just going to take longer. Yeah, and so what they taught us in emergency response is you have to map your emergency, well, not bug out, but we'll just say bug out, your emergency routes that have no overpasses, no bridges, and also like nothing that can wash out. Well, in the Pacific Northwest, that's freaking impossible, and that's why they teach us to be so self-reliant here. Cucumber says roundabouts are put in for traffic control. Roundabouts are commie bullshit. The Japanese are perfecting solar batteries also. The new sodium batteries are out, and they are so damn cool. And yeah, the new Japanese solar panels are so cool too. Solar windows, solar roofs. I know Musk is working on solar roofs, but I think solar windows are so awesome. Granny says, sweet dreams, everyone. Say your prayers and sweet dreams. Be careful and be prepared. Thank you, Granny, and keep helping your church get prepared. Granny, ask your pastor if, they can make sure everybody's okay for food this Sunday, and try to remind everybody to not go out to the grocery stores next weekend. I asked the AI, I said, is there, here, I'll put it on the screen. Uno momento, my little amigos. I said, is there any chance at all that food stamps get turned back on by the 1st? And it says, no, there's virtually no chance SNAP food stamps will be fully restored by November 1st. The shutdown, date 25, as of October 25th, is the second longest in history, with 12 failed state Senate votes and no agreement in sight on FY26 spending, or that's the Affordable Care Act subsidies, aka Obamacare. Betting odds on Polymarket show low confidence for resolution this month. USDA's 5 to 6 billion contingency covers only partial November benefits. It says around 8 billion is needed in 25 states, including Washington. Warren halts for 42 million recipients. And I said, are there any states that are backstopping this at all? And apparently, the only state that's backstopping it is Virginia. It says Massachusetts and New York are using limited emergency funds, but they think they're not going to make it. And they said no other states are backstopping it. So, I guess, shout outs Virginia. That tells me that Virginia actually has money. And you know what that means to me? That means that the rest of the states are broke. Which means they're going to need to have a digital currency, and they're going to need to, what do you call it? There's a word, right? When like the state or federal like takes over. They're going to have to take over the grocery stores. Like FEMA or something is going to have to take over the grocery stores. Which again, there's a framework in place for that to happen. The problem is there's no way for the money. There's no way for the money quite yet. So like my friend was talking about, There's a couple of new frameworks in place where they would be able to like spin up a digital currency pretty fast, but they would have to roll out new POS systems. But I think we've seen during the Rona that they can like roll out new systems like pretty damn fast. I bet you if they really wanted to, they could like, if the digital currency was in place, they could probably spin up the new POSs probably within a couple months. I don't think that's going to happen this time, but this could be a dry run, right? This could be the predictive programming where they go, see everybody, we need to have digital currency in place, and we need to federalize the grocery stores because we just can't trust you little monkeys to be able to not go ape shit on everything. And something. Monkey metaphors. So, we just can't teach you all to not riot. Tisk, tisk, tisk. And then Trump's like, see, I told you we should have activated the National Guard. Yeah, the policy has, but like it, I don't know of anywhere that has started, I don't know of anywhere that's started dry running it yet, testing it yet. Like I don't know where they're testing it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I agree with you. I know exactly what you're talking about. He signed it. They signed all that in a couple years ago. Maybe they need to turn the government back on to be able to fiddle fart with it some more. I don't know. But I don't know if they use the existing chip systems, then it could just be like a firmware update. Could be like a firmware update to all the POS systems. 2 years ago, large transfers are now instantaneous. Yeah, I get that, but what I don't know is like, I don't think they've like started minting new cards yet. You know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense? I think, they could, the government's shut down right now. They could be minting the new cards. But like, I think they're going to have to mint new cards and yes. Yeah, Mike. I'm wondering how close they are to like a general rollout though. Like, are they, because I know the military benefit cards are like full of problems, and I know the snap cards are like full of problems. Like, there's a lot of like exploits. In Portland, they've been complaining about like the military cards for years because the military people keep getting all the shit stolen off their military cards. I know it's the same problem with Snap. Hudson, New York, Kingston, New York, multiple other places, pilot programs. Oh shit! So it's closer than I thought. Yeah. So okay. So if they're that far into piloting it now, they could very easily, I guess, roll this out in a couple months. Yeah, I know they need to tank the economy first. But that's the thing, like, this could be very close to doing that because the Fed is going to be like, oh no, jobs are actually fine, blah, blah, blah. The Fed fuckery. And then we just need to lower it a quarter of a point or something, and nobody can refinance their fucking houses. And then, oh yeah, I know, Teresa. And then, so in Oregon, it's 1 in 6 people, are on SNAP, and so I don't know if there's any states that are higher than that, but I think probably what they'll do is they might roll it out to whatever state has the high who's the highest welfare state in the U.S. I know there's a couple of super poor states. Is it Michigan? Which is the highest welfare state in the U.S.? Concise. New York. Oh, that sucks. Sorry, guys. Apparently, it's New York. New York has the highest welfare spending per capita in the U.S. at $4,249, driven by Medicare and social services, far above the national average. Oh shit, it's like almost twice as much as the national average. Oh, that sucks. I guess you guys are getting it first. Because I think what they'll say is they'll say nobody can afford food. And then good job, everybody. Let's give a round of applause for New York. Good job. Cuomo can fix it, right? Cuomo can fix it. I think they'll say people can't afford food, and they'll say people are starving, and they'll the low income, and they'll say we need a basic income, and I think what they'll do is I think they can just roll it all out on the same card and say, here's your food card for the month, or here's I don't know, maybe like having a savings and a checking on the same card, except it's like having your food and your non-food. I know the People's Republic of New Yorkistan. You guys win the award. So I mean, I guess it makes sense that they're demoing it in New York, because they're going to demo it in the place that needs it the most, because they're going to use that to justify it. Mondo, oh my gosh, dude, that guy. It's gonna be like the UK, which is like the Muslims just like straight up take over. So wait till they get their new guy. Hell yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be like that like Snake Plissken movie. I heard you were dead. Yeah, I get that a lot. Actually, one of the Purge movies is in New York also. I think it's just like on the island, but it's still pretty good. And it's like The Division takes place in New York. The first Division takes place in New York. Wait. Yeah. I think everybody, I think it's like predictive programming. I think everybody knows that like New York is going to get it. And so what I tell people is the same thing I told people during the Rona. Like, you're going to have to guard your fucking grocery store. Yeah, Mike, exactly. It's going to be like, New York City is going to be like the UK, just in terms of just complete Islamist anarchy, and then another pocket of it's going to be like Mexican anarchy. It's just going to be like each borough is going to be just total tribalism. And then AOC is going to be in the Bronx just like screaming at people. She's going to be like the crazy bitch running around the Bronx screaming. Like, if you've ever played like Left 4 Dead and there's like the witch running around, that's going to be like AOC. Like, don't wake her up. Shh. New York City is going to be crazy. It's going to be, they kicked a lot of the illegals out just to like, It's going to be a mess. New York City is, I can't even imagine how much of a mess it's going to be, but it doesn't make sense that they're going to be rolling out universal basic income there. But yeah, to kind of wrap up, like what I'll say is same thing during the Rona. Like you're going to have to guard your grocery store. If it's tucked off kind of in its own pocket, because I'll tell you what happens. The cities are going to run out of groceries like really fucking fast. Then they go to the suburban areas. And grocery stores are usually placed like per capita. And so there's only as many grocery stores in your area as what like your population kind of allows and supports. So that's why like in a smaller area they might only be like one Safeway. That's why. But what happens is that Safeway is just fine for that amount of people. But like if everyone from the city finds out, and there's these apps, kind of like the, you know, ice is here, you know. They have apps like that for like food. Hey, Grit and Grace. And so if some asshole comes to your Safeway, or I don't know, you guys might not even know what a Safeway is, and Aldi's, whatever grocery store you guys have on the East Coast, somebody will go find your grocery store, and what they'll do is they'll ping it on a phone, kind of like people used to do with ammo. People did this with ammo too. They would find somewhere with ammo, and then they would ping a thing on their phone, and everybody would go clean that store out of all the ammo. Or they did it during, they did it for TP. They did it for isopropyl alcohol. Right? There'll be an app. And so as soon as they find your grocery store, they'll be like, yeah, this place sounds like how Guardian talk and doesn't talk about South. I don't know what that means, Teresa. You're going to have to like guard your grocery store. Mike said earlier, we're surveilled on social media by New York State Police, even video game chats, no privacy, no freedom, no hope. Yeah, and so Twitter now has encrypted chat, but that supposedly isn't on AWS. But yeah, like Signal, Telegram. There's not only are none of those systems actually private, but they have the phones on both sides are hacked anyway. They use like keyloggers. They have like AI chips. The AI chips in phones can just log everything before it even gets encrypted. It's fucking retarded. It's insane. Mike says WROL meter adjustment follows urban 39, suburban 29, small town. Yeah. Like they have rooted both ends of the phone before the app can encrypt it. And I can't remember if it was they caught Facebook doing that. And so Facebook's app like completely rooted everybody's phone. And Twitter had that stupid AI app that they gave everybody for free. I'm pretty sure that rooted everybody's phone too. Because why else would they give everybody an insanely powerful free AI system if they weren't using it to root everybody's phones? Teresa says, Guardian prepping is from South Africa. He tells us about how they can't say things very limited and use code talk. Nice. So during the Rona, everyone had to defend their grocery store. And if they saw that you weren't from there, they, A, made you feel very unwelcome, which is, in my opinion, perfectly within their right to do. They didn't run you out of the store, but they made sure that you weren't cleaning them out. So, like, if you went to the coast, you'd have like 5 people following you around the store. And you had to make it very clear to them that you weren't cleaning them out. And there was this one time, me and my wife went to the beach after the Rona. We stayed there for a few days after the squatting thing was less of a concern. And there was people watching us put every single thing in our cart. and we made sure, exactly, Mike. And if they're going to dangle something like a free super powerful AI, you better damn believe that you are a juicy payment for something. And so these people watched us put every single thing in our grocery cart. And we made sure that we were very humble, conservative. Like, we didn't get a bunch of stuff like one bag of chips or like, one pack of soda. Like, we were very, very careful because we were immediately like, everybody knew we weren't from there because everybody knows everybody in a small town. People from the city were cleaning out the Walmart. Yes, exactly, Great and Grace. And so when we went to a Walmart that was a little further out of town during the Rona, we had everybody up our asses. And so what me and my wife did is we took half the stuff out of her cart and we put it in my cart. And then we checked out separately. But we still had, even at the Walmart, we had 5 people watching us. Because they were there to make sure that we weren't, you're only getting, a small thing of TP, right? You're only getting like a small thing of wipes. You're only getting a small this. You're only getting like one bag of cat food. And yeah, that Walmart had a lot of stuff, but that Walmart had a lot of stuff like earmarked to support the people in its geographic region. Your small business refused to serve them, good. That's how it has to be. And I know it's harsh, but a universe has to exist where people can fail. And the problem is like, people have been nanny stated for so damn long that people haven't failed. Yeah, I know there's people eating out of the garbage. But by and large, the average American family still hasn't like lost a house before. Wah wee wah. Hey CDK, stop sending your Canadians to destroy our overpasses. That'd be great if you could stop sending your Canadians to destroy our overpasses. Because they said it was a Canadian. They said it was a Canadian truck driver that did that. We won't tolerate the warmongering from our Canadian brothers. I know you guys are mad about we don't have a trade agreement now, but that doesn't mean you can destroy our overpasses. Mike says they do that to us every weekend. Grit and Grace. Idiots come north with their coolers for cheap groceries. Fuck. Hipsters invade the orchards and shops. That's gonna be another problem. That is, Mike. That is one of my top concerns, and I try to tell people that as much as they'll listen. Is that I think everybody who has a cow, everybody who has a horse, Canada got busted pushing propaganda, just shut down the talks. That's right. Until you send us Trudeau Castro as a peace offering. They've already been like killing people's horses and stuff in Washington. And they already say, hide your cats and hide your dogs. Hide your chickens. Like, people, I'm dreading the day that I have to deal with. These aren't even my horses and they aren't even my cows. But I'm dreading the day somebody comes down this road and decides that they're going to take a cow. I can't, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a huge fucking mess if somebody comes down this road and tries to take a cow. It will be a fucking mess. And there ain't no sheriffs around here. And there ain't no police around here. Well, police live here, but they're not police from here. They have no authority here. And that shit's happening. That's already been happening in Washington. And Mike, and to Mike, this is to your point. They'll take. My friend was in California, and they used to just drive up in pickup trucks and just take all their apples, just saw their trees down. They would just go saw their trees down in the middle of the night and just take all the apples off them and then drive away. Eat the cats, eat the cats. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. And they are though. And a lot of people have said like, oh, if we don't get our food, we're going to be eating your cats and dogs. And I believe them. I think they'll come for everybody's cows. They already poach the deer around here. That was kind of my point. I was talking to, I think his name is Outdoor Analyst. I was talking to, he's another YouTuber. He's a really good YouTuber. Sorry. Fuck. As soon as my email decides to start working. Fuck, man. Eating the cats. Eat the cats. They're eating the cats. Yeah, Outdoor Analyst. I was talking to Outdoor Analyst. He's another YouTuber. He's really good. And we were talking about how they already poach deer like crazy. So, and they already like illegal fish like crazy. So the shit hasn't even hit the fan yet, and they're already poaching deer and eating fish like illegally. Like, they're already shooting at horses if they can get them. Like, these rural areas have got to be ready like really soon for like serious shit. Because there could be, a 12-man squad coming to take a cow. I don't know how the fuck they plan on doing it. But they probably don't even know. They shoot the cow and realize the cow weighs like 1 billion pounds. Beating some lead. I know, Grace. That's the thing is like, the problem is like the subdivisions have such normalcy, not the subdivisions. The rural areas have like such normalcy bias. They're so insulated from this stuff. And you talk to them and it's like deer in headlights. Oh, well, I don't follow politics. Motherfucker, nobody cares if you follow politics or not. You not following politics does not protect you from 100,000 starving people. Fucking ridiculous. Shit just pisses me off. Well, we're prepared, we've got food. I'm like, yes, you do have food, and everyone else in the world knows you have food. You've got to toughen up. Like, these rural areas have got to toughen up. And that's just, Mike, to your point. Like, if it happens in the spring or summer or fall, like, they'll hit the orchards, but otherwise I think they're going to take everyone's chickens, horses, and cows. I think after they're done poaching all the deer. Livestock thieves, I know. And you know how they say like horse thieving's a hanging offense. I don't think there's going to be a trial. I don't think there's going to be a judge. I think it's just going to be gunshots and then rolling them into the ditch. And then they're going to be coyote food. And like, well, okay, now what do we do? I don't know, move the truck out of the road. Like, it's we are closer to that than people think. And by all accounts, the Republicans seem to have mysteriously grown a backbone. And I think that's really suspicious. And I think that's why we should be like, why did they why did they grow a backbone all of a sudden? Is it because they want martial law? Is it because they want National Guard? Is it because they're punishing the cities? Is it because they're punishing the Democrats? Like, Why now, all of the sudden, did Republicans finally, for once in their fucking lives, the rhinos, why did they suddenly grow a backbone? Tuck says, hey, Tuck. Tuck says, horses are stolen and butchered for meat year-round in Miami. I didn't know Miami had horses. I thought that place was like a lake or something. Interesting. Yeah. So I think we're closer than people think we are. Mike says it used to be 9 meals. Oh, I know. And Mike, I think we see that leading up to hurricanes all the time. Like, people have gotten so dialed in. It's like 2.5 hours. Like, because it's the time that everyone takes to get off work, clean out the grocery store, and get home. That whole end to end is like, and in New York, I'm saying New York especially because New York gets hammered with those hurricanes. It takes New York about 2 hours to be wiped out, and that's fuel too. They get wiped out of fuel and food within like 2 hours. Because people know how long it takes to get fuel back to New York City. It takes forever to get fuel back into New York City. And so, yeah, it's like 2 hours. And yeah, in 3 days to 5 days, there'll be a restock. But that shit's gone instantly. Tuck says, I try to be kind to anything coming between me and my breakfast. I know. I'm not very territorial. But like, I need breakfast. Just, like the Falling Down, like the Falling Down movie. I need my eggy muffins. So that's kind of what I got tonight. I know it took me kind of like a long time to get to the point, but usually it takes me a long time to kind of like circle around the topic and kind of bundle it up because it's a lot of things. But I appreciate having y'all. Does anyone have any final thoughts in the comments? I really appreciate you all. Appreciate you dealing with my stupid coughing. Damn it. I'm sorry. I want to do this. I just like talking to you guys so much. And like, this shit is like so important. Like, usually things do not get put on my heart like this much. I know it sounds cheesy or corny, you say God, whatever, but like, this is on my heart like so strong. I have never been so sure about something. The rhinos could like use the pull-out method at like the last second, but like, I think this is going to happen. So, Ricola, I know. So I appreciate y'all. Buy my book. I think almost all of you have my book already. And if you already have my book, if you could leave a review, I really, really need reviews on my book. If you already bought it, if you already have a copy, that's great. If you could please leave a review, that would help me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 25 reviews. So, I appreciate you all. Get groceries this weekend. Tell your churches, like, stay away from the grocery stores next weekend. Okay? Please. Your couch doesn't even pull out? Hell yeah, dude. Grit and grace, yeah, thank you, exactly. He's put this on my heart like a sledgehammer. Like, I've never seen the rhinos run something this close to the edge with so much at stake before. And they wanted to play National Guard anyway. So like, this seems like the play to make. And they want to just hurt the Democrats so bad, and they renovating the White House and all kinds of just weird shit. So So I appreciate y'all. Please, please, please leave a comment on my book if you can. Please, a review. It would really help me out. Okay, so I appreciate you all. Check your food stocks, rotate your food stocks. Maybe it's a good time to bring your extra food to church and then pick up some new food or something. Okay, like, don't abandon your churches. But keep that church food for the church people. You know what I mean? Like, the people that actually need SNAP benefits, the people that are actually disabled, are going to need help. Okay, so don't abandon your brothers and sisters, and try to warn everybody. Like, house sitting, hoping a friend. Oh, that's right, Tuck. I forgot about that. Yeah. Take care. I told you, Tuck. Just buy a couple extra guns, and then if anyone complains, you just give them one of the guns. I appreciate y'all, and leave a review on my book, and I'll talk to y'all later, and bye-bye. I'll play a song. What kind of song do you guys want to hear? Nope.
As you can see, everything's fine. Portland's great all the time, according to the city council, stealing the taxpayers' dime. Follow the money, follow the money. The homeless industrial complex thinks this really funny. The city is beautiful, lit by the gaslight. Launder more money, kickback sweet as honey. Their projectile shit is runny. Waiting for the doctor with their hurt tummy. Oregon trailers in real life. Why am I being chased with a knife? I was sure it was X Day tonight, but I guess in Steptown I don't get a say. Alright. This city's murder rules don't make sense anyway. Can't use my gun, but an annex is okay. The city is beautiful, lit by the gaslight. My house is 0 interest and it's paid off too. I make half as much as you, but you're still screwed. My paycheck is worth twice as much as yours new. Now get back to work with that shit attitude. You're stuck here with me. You aren't gonna make it while I have kids for free. You can't move due to the moving fees while I live in the trees as I please. The city is beautiful. Portland by gaslight. Neon orange splashed by dumpster fires bright. Keep your foreman team tight. It's gonna be a long night. Portland by gaslight. Don't tread on me, flag sight on the road. Glory should have given it away, but in case it didn't, I guess you missed the no trespassing sign. And hey, it doesn't matter much to me because you're the third one this week. If I get two more, I'll be on a new winning streak. I could look like anyone, don't you see? My concealment is deep as can be. I don't reload, I switch to my backup piece. So if you see someone generic, just leave them be. Stupid, stupid, stupid stuff. I say stupid stuff sometimes. Hey! Talking to people is hard. I'm asked who I am, makes me cry. When the combo's going well, I feel like I can fly. But when it inevitably crashes, I really want to die. Social anxiety, people are so dumb. I try to talk to them, then I want to run. The stupid things that come out of their mouth, they don't care about me at all. Of that I have no doubt. Talking to people is hard. I'm asked who I really am, makes me cry. When the combo's going well, I feel like I can fly. But when it inevitably crashes, I really want to. Another person wants to come and talk to me. I'm trying to work, it's obvious, but they're too blind to see. I try to say something nice, but next words I say are dumb. I'm doing so damn awesome, and this works super fun. Talking to people is hard. I'm asked who I really am, makes me wanna cry. When the combo's going well, I feel like I can fly. But when it inevitably crashes, I really want to. I'm the routed virgin, but nobody really cares. They think they're safe talking to me, all I can do is stare. They're telling me intrusive thoughts that I shouldn't know. And if they don't shut up, my Q-mate's going to blow. Talking to people is hard. I'm asked who I am, makes me cry. When the combo's going well, I feel like I can fly. But when it inevitably crashes, I really want to. Everyone else gets to say whatever they want. If it's not stupid sports, politics, and idiots savant, the dumbest smart guy that everyone knows. I don't have the energy to socialize, and it surely shows. I don't drink or smoke, I just sit there and chill. Everyone else gets along, I wonder how many pills it finally takes for them to sleep at night and not hate each other. Talking to people is hard. I'm asked who I really am, makes me cry. When the combo's going well, I feel like I can fly. But when it Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Oh shit, my unconscious bias is showing. Time for some microaggression belonging. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. I don't microaggress, I macroaggress, and quite frankly, I don't give a shit. I confess, my cultural competence is very repressed. Now get out of my bathroom, you're a dude in a dress. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Intersectionality, accessibility, and affinity. Your social justice lacks all the equity of getting hit in the face with the stone of disadvantage. Racist propagandists marching for fake morality. Dude, your privilege is showing. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Now the mob is rioting and you think I deserve it. You want me to apologize as I don't die fast enough. The woke mob is coming to burn down all of my stuff. They think they grew up and had it so rough. They can come and hear themselves if they're so fucking tough. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. You say I took your land, not like you were here first. You're from Arkansas or some shit, you stupid little twerp. Go back to wherever the fuck you came from. How about that? You're stupid, dumb, poor, and smell like hazmat. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Your face has tattoos and your nose rings a metal booger. Why don't you go get a job instead of rioting here further? You burn down my shit, and then who do you think's next? It's your dumbass if you don't support them the best. You think you're marginalized, but we're all just as fucked by the same damn system you're complaining is corrupt. Why don't you just leave me alone? I don't care about your identity. What you do is your business. Please stop trying to convert me. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Fucking or not. Stop trying to convert our kids, let them grow up innocently. What should you allow us to colonize and finally be left alone?
power to come on, but not too soon. I get to be your hero.